Hey everyone! So I'm really excited about today's video. I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to budget and how to save some money. So yeah, I got this idea from a subscriber and she left me a comment and said that she wanted to know how to budget money, and she also left me some other comments saying that she wanted to see certain types of videos, and I really appreciate your comments, and I will be giving you a shout out down in my down bar below. So I will be giving her a shout out for the request of this video. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started on how to budget and save some money. So the first tip that I have on to budget money is to look at your monthly expenses, meaning the bills. Like if you have bills to pay and you also want to consider other things that you have to buy throughout the month that you absolutely have to have. So like if you have children and kids that go to school, then you know you have to like buy lunch and do certain things with them and buy things, and you have to kind of like consider what you need to buy. So I really recommend writing stuff down. Yes, you have to consider what you have to buy a month. Now this really depends on how you guys want to do this. If you guys want to take your bills, and if you want to do it monthly, it might be easier for some of you to write down all your bills and do everything monthly, or you could just do it week by week, is what me and my husband, we tend to do ours kind of week by week. We take one thing at a time so that way it doesn't seem as overwhelming and stressful. And you know, I kind of work at a job where sometimes I don't get the same amount of hours every week. So you kind of also have to look at that. Like if you are set on a salary-based income and you make the same amount of money, it might be easier for you to know and expect the money that you're getting. As for me, it's different every week, so I have to kind of be careful with how much I'm going to make and how much I can spend and all that. Look at how much you make versus how much you spend every single week, and some really great tips that I recommend using to keep track of everything is a journal, a planner. A calendar is what I use to write down the bills and the amount that are due. Write them on the dates that they are due, and that is going to help remind you to know when a bill is due. So that way you make sure that you have the money to pay the bill, and you can kind of keep track of which bill is due which week. And that really helps me to write stuff down because I have a mind that forgets things a lot, like probably more than a person should my age. I forget more than I should. So I just try to write things down. I find that that's very helpful. If you want to use a financial software, I think financial software is like if you have one on your computer, if you would rather do it electronically and keep track of things like that. If you don't want to write stuff down, but you want to type it and make it look a little bit neater, I think financial softwares are great. Me as myself, like I don't think I have one of those on my computer, and I don't really, want to spend extra money to get one. So I just write things down as like a really simple way, as I was saying. So when I used to live with my mom, I kind of knew how much I could spend and how much I needed to have to pay my bills every month. So I'm just going to tell you guys, when I worked at the dollar store, I made roughly about $300 a week, which is $1,200 a month. So I had to make sure that I had enough money to pay the bills that I absolutely had to have paid every single month. And I only had 3 bills when I lived at my mom's, which, oh my God, sometimes I still wish I lived with my mom because now I feel like I have 20 bills compared to what I used to have. I used to only have 3 bills. I used to have my car payment, which was $330, and then I had my car insurance, which is about $120, and I had a cell phone bill, which was $50. So that's roughly about $500. And if you add up what I made monthly, that was $1,200. So I had $1,200 that I could count on for the month. And I had to make sure that I had $500 to pay my bills. So I had to make sure that I had that money. So the way that I did things, and you also got to look at like gas, you got to put gas in your car, you got to, if you got to buy groceries or buy food, you kind of got to look at those kind of expenses as well and keep track of that. And you kind of just, I recommend doing it week by week because it's a little bit easier that way than doing it month by month. But I'm just giving you guys an example. So I had to have $500 to pay my bills. And if you minus $500 from $1,200, that means I had $700 of spending money, which, man, I was living the life. And all for real, I never ever saw any of that $700 because I had a really spending problem. And if you guys still live at home with your parents and you guys have that kind of luxury where you have a good job like that and you're making that much money and you're having that only a few bills to pay like me, I really strongly, highly request you guys to try to save that money because you could really get something that you really want in the long run. And like, I wish I would have done that because I had a spending problem. Like, I was going shopping all the time, buying new clothes, buying this, buying stuff that I really didn't need. That's another tip for me, is for you guys, is when you go into a store and you're like, oh, I'd really like to have that. Well, ask yourself if you really need it. And if the answer in your head is like, no, I really don't need that, I still have some of it, or it's like, oh, I could just, you know, wait and get that some other time. If you say no, then you really don't need it, then don't buy it. Like, that's a thing that I've tried to teach myself because I spend a little bit more. Like, I'm kind of a spender. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, but I also know that when my bills are due, like, I know that I have to have the money to pay my bills, so I won't buy anything that I don't need. But if, you know, if I do have a little flexibility, you know, I'm just like getting things, you know, like everybody does. And it's like, oh, I really didn't need that, so why did I waste extra money to get it? So I really recommend to save your money. It's gonna help you out in the long run. Some tips for how to save your money I have is to make a money jar. That's my first tip, and I really thought about recently doing this because I would like to start saving money as well for, I really want a Mac laptop, okay? A Mac laptop that I want is probably about $1,500, which is insane. I feel like, you know, sometimes you feel like, I'll never make enough to get that. Well, if you make a jar, or you could also open up a savings account, which I do have one of those in the bank, but I just thought that it'd be kind of convenient to put it somewhere and know that I have money in there and just start adding a little bit of money every single week. Whatever you can afford. It kind of all depends on your bills. Like, you need to sit down and figure out when your bills are due, how much they are every single week, how much money you make, and make sure that your bills are paid first. And also, that's obviously not the most important thing. You want to make sure you have food in your house, so you have to figure out how much food you need to spend every week, or how much money you have to spend on food. And you also want to look at, like I said, if you have kids, how much money you have to give to them a week, stuff like that. So if you have a partner like I do, it makes it a little bit easier. My husband actually does the bills for me, so I don't even do the bills. He takes care of all the bills because he's kind of a businessman anyways, and he's very good at math, and we have a lot of bills now, so he kind of just keeps up with them every single week and organizes them. Another way is to definitely keep your bills organized, so that way you don't like lose track of what's due. So I just want to show you guys really quick how they're organized. This is my bill organizer. I got this a long time ago. It's just like a little organizer that we set our bills in, and I forget where I might have actually gotten this, but I think Walmart has these. I might have got this at Kohl's. I think I did get this at Kohl's, but like Target, any kind of place like that will have like organizers if you just go in that section. So as you can see, it has 3 different little compartments. We put all of our bills in here, and my husband kind of organizes them by the date that they're due, so he knows which bill is where, and like he can take them out. I don't even know which bill is what, so I don't want to mess it up for him because I've kind of done that before, and he was like, man, you move my bills around on me, it drives me crazy. And I'm just like, well, I'm sorry about that. So that is a way that you can organize your bills and keep track of them, because the biggest thing about budgeting money is to take care of things that absolutely have to be paid first. And then you can kind of figure out okay, the money that you have left to spend, what you need to do with it. Like obviously if you have a car and you're driving, you got to put gas in your car. You got to do things like that every single week. So you want to make sure you have enough money to do that. And it all comes down to just add your bills up a week. Like get a calculator, simple as that. Use your phone, your computer, and add your bills up that are due and figure out how much that is going to be. And then you can take the money that you make a week and subtract it from the amount of bills due, and then you know like how much money you'll have left to do whatever with. And then you can kind of break it down to use the money that you do have for spending to get things that you actually need, like if you need groceries or whatever. But just take care of like bills first. Is like my number one tip, is that you want to make sure you're caught up on your bills, because if you get behind, it's going to be really, really difficult to catch back up. Trust me, I have been there. I know what that's like. And I know like sometimes if you can't rely on the same amount of money every single week, then you might get behind on a bill, and we have done that, and it's kind of difficult to catch back up. But I also just want to throw in, if any of you guys are looking for an extra way to make money, look around in your community. And my husband has been going twice a week to donate his plasma, which it's some kind of machine that separates your blood from plasma. It helps save lives, and they pay you money to do it. So my husband is getting an extra $70 a week just to donate his plasma. And they also say it's very healthy for you because it's cleaning out your system. And if you guys aren't afraid of needles, which I don't really like needles and I don't like giving blood, so I'm not doing it, but my husband doesn't mind it. If you're one of them people, then check out your local community to see if you can do that. If you want to make easy extra money, like that extra $70 that we have been getting from that has been helping us so incredibly much, and it's making things not as difficult as it was. So that's just a little thing that I wanted to throw out to tell you guys. If you guys want to check that out, I think it's great. It's helping save lives, plus you're getting a little bit extra money every week. It's just really nice. And if anything, you could use that money to put in your savings jar or savings bank. You make a savings jar, which I literally mean get like a mason jar or something, and write on it what you would really like to have, or what you would like to really save up for to get if you want to get something for somebody else. And make a little, just if you want to put a slit in the lid or whatever, and then just put your money down in it every week, kind of like a piggy bank. Or you could get a piggy bank, same freaking thing, but you could just write on it what you'd really like to have. And then every single week, try to figure out, even if you have $1, even if you have an extra $1 to put in that jar, put that $1 in that jar instead of using it for like a sweet tea at McDonald's. I do that. I could be saving $1, okay, on stuff that I really don't need. And that's just like my overall tips and tricks. I hope I explained everything very well on you guys. I think that is like the easiest way, is to write things down and to figure out how much you're going to spend every week, and to figure out how much you're going to have left over after bills, after stuff you absolutely have to pay. And it's different for everybody. Everybody has a different amount of bills. Everybody makes a different amount of money. So it's really, really different to kind of explain on that. But hopefully my tips that I was telling you guys to do, hopefully you consider doing them and try it out. And if it helps you guys, I'm so happy, because I really just want to help people by inspiring them through my videos. So hopefully that this video helped you out. And thank you so much to that subscriber that recommended me to do this video, because I think me and my husband are very good at budgeting money. We're good. Like, I'm not gonna say that we're professionals, because in no way we are that. Everybody tends sometimes to get a little loose with their money and get something that they probably don't need. But it's just the way life is, and hey, once in a while you do have to treat yourself. Don't put so much pressure on yourself as well. So just try to budget the best that you can, and if you just don't go spending haywire on stuff that you don't need, you'll be fine. And I think that's just like my biggest tip, is just like ask yourself if you need it. If you don't get it. That's like the best thing in the store that I can recommend, and just keep up with your bills. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please subscribe. I make new videos every single week, and I've been trying to get 2 videos up now on this main channel every week, which is pretty cool. And I've also been trying to at least get 1 video up on my other channel, so definitely go check that channel out too. And I love you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in to this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!